In the last sessions, we have studied about the pericardium, external features of the heart, and about the right atrium. In this session, we will study about the right ventricle, and the left atrium. Now, I have holded the heart in anatomical position where I can see this sternocostal surface of the heart formed by right atrium, right ventricle, and the left auricle. This is the apex of the heart formed by the left ventricle. Now we will study about the right ventricle. This right ventricle, it is forming a part of the sternocostal surface of the heart, and also it will form the right half of the diaphragmatic surface. So this flat surface, it is the diaphragmatic surface, and this is the right ventricle forming the right half of the diaphragmatic surface. The right ventricle, it will also form the inferior border of the heart. Right ventricle, it is separated from the right atrium externally by this atrioventricular groove or the right half of the coronary sulcus, in which the right coronary artery is present. And right ventricle on the sternocostal surface is separated from the left ventricle by the anterior part of the interventricular groove, and in this anterior part of interventricular groove lies the anterior interventricular branch of left coronary artery along with the great cardiac vein. The right ventricle, it continues into the pulmonary trunk. So in this part we can see this one is the arch of the aorta and this is the pulmonary trunk, and this right ventricle, it will continue into the pulmonary trunk. Now I will give a cut along the inferior border and the right margin of the right ventricle to see the interior of the right ventricle, which we can see in this specimen of the heart where we have reflected this anterior wall of the right ventricle. Now we can clearly see that the right ventricle, it is having a rough part and a smooth part. The rough part of the right ventricle, it is the ventricle proper, and the smooth part of the right ventricle, it is the conus arteriosus or the infundibulum of the right ventricle. The rough part, embryologically, it is derived from the proximal part of the bulbus cordis, while the smooth part, it is derived from the mid portion of the bulbus cordis part of the heart tube. Now first about the rough part of the right ventricle. In the rough part of the right ventricle, we can see a lot of trabeculae carni, which are either very short as ridges or they can be in the form of bridges, or third type of trabeculae are in the form of papillary muscles. First about these papillary muscles. There are total 3 papillary muscles, out of which 2 are large one are the anterior one is the largest and posterior is comparatively smaller. The third papillary muscle, it is the septal papillary muscle, and these papillary muscles, they are at their free ends, they are having thread like structures chordae tendineae, which are attached to the cusps of the tricuspid valve. Now the bridges, the main prominent bridge of trabeculae carni, it is in the form of this septomarginal trabeculae. So here we can see this septomarginal trabeculae, which is attached at one end to the anterior papillary muscle and another end to the septal wall of the right ventricle. So these are the 3 papillary muscles of the rough part: anterior, posterior and the septal papillary muscles, and this was the septomarginal trabecula. In the septomarginal trabecula, the right branch of the AV bundle lies, and this is also known as the moderator band. The rough and the smooth part of the right ventricle, they are separated by this thick ridge that is named as the supraventricular crest. Now above this ridge we can see the right ventricle, it is continuing as the pulmonary trunk, and the opening of the pulmonary trunk, it is guarded by the semilunar valve, which is having these 3 cusps, and we can see the cusps of the semilunar valve clearly here. So this is the smooth part of the right ventricle, which will be derived from the mid portion of the bulbous cordis. So this was the interior of the right ventricle, having a rough and a smooth part. Now about the left ventricle. The left ventricle, it is forming a apex of the heart, and it is also forming the left border of the heart and a part of this diaphragmatic surface of the heart. The left ventricle, it is separated from the right ventricle by this anterior interventricular groove, in which anterior interventricular branch of left coronary artery is present. And this is the left auricle, and the groove between the left auricle and the left ventricle, this is the left part of atrioventricular groove, in which the left coronary artery is present, and it divides into a circumflex and anterior interventricular branch in this groove. Now we will see the interior of the left ventricle. Now we can see the interior of the left ventricle, and just look at the wall of the left ventricle, which is quite thick as compared to the wall of the right ventricle. And the interior of left ventricle is also divided into a rough part where trabeculae carni are present, and a smooth part, that is the aortic vestibule. In the rough part, which is derived from the primitive ventricular chamber, while the smooth part, it is derived again from the mid portion of the bulbous cordis. And in the rough part, we can see the small ridges and the papillary muscles. Two papillary muscles are seen. This is the anterior papillary muscle, and this one is the posterior papillary muscle. And we can also see these chordae tendineae, which are attached to the cusps of the bicuspid or the mitral valve, which will guard the opening of the atrioventricular opening. Now this smooth part of the left ventricle, which is opening into the ascending aorta, is again guarded by the valve. Here we can see this semilunar valve with three cusps. So these are the three cusps of the semilunar valve. So this is the smooth part of the left ventricle, and this is the rough part of the left ventricle. Now the left atrial chamber of the heart. So left atrium, it will form a part of the base of the heart. Now I am turning the heart to see the posterior surface or the base of the heart, which is formed in the left 2/3 by this left atrium, and here it is formed in right 1/3 by the right atrium. The left atrium can be identified by the opening of these four pulmonary veins. The left atrium, it is forming the posterior surface or base of the heart, and posterior to the left atrium lies the oblique sinus of the pericardium. Now we will look at the interior of the left atrium. I have cut the wall of the left atrium from anterior side, and we can see here that the most of the part of the left atrium, it is smooth in nature as compared to the right atrium, which is half rough and half smooth. So this is all the smooth part of the left atrium, which will be derived from the absorption of the proximal part of pulmonary veins. And the rough part of the left atrium, it is lying only in the auricle part of the left atrium. And in the smooth part, we can also see this lunate depression, that is fossa lunata, which is derived from the septum secundum. And this fossa will be lying just against the fossa ovalis of the right atrium. The rough part of the left atrium, it is derived from the left half of the common atrial chamber. So these were the three chambers which we have studied today. This one is the right ventricle, left ventricle, and the left atrium.